Hello people of the Energy Tubes, I'm Mr. Spork and these are Mr. Spork's hands. You've just made a great sandwich and you find out that you're out of mayonnaise. Well, you know, mayonnaise is dreadfully easy to make at home. Tastes a whole lot better. You stay in control of the ingredients. It's a whole lot cheaper than the stuff you buy in the store. So here's how you do it, super quick and easy. Into a mason jar, and I use a mason jar, I'll show you why in a second. I've got one pasteurized egg. I just finished pasteurizing this one myself in the microwave. I detail that whole process out on my blog. If you go click on that link there, you can find the directions. Or if you buy a pre-pasteurized egg, just put the egg in there. Now we're going to take a little bit of lemon juice. This is about 2 tablespoons of lemon juice, about 1 lemon's worth, and then you're going to take a little bit of mustard. Now you could certainly use prepared Coleman's dry mustard, that works great, but since I make my own Dijon, I'm going to do a couple little spoonfuls of that. The amounts are not incredibly important. You can adjust them over time as you make new batches. So mustard's in there, got a tiny little bit of salt, maybe 2 healthy pinches. And then you've got oil. Now you can use any oil. I'm using canola oil here. You could certainly use soy oil or safflower oil or any other kind of neutral oil. You can certainly use olive oil too, but olive oil tends to be a little less stable. So if you're going to use olive oil, only use about half of the volume and then balance it out with some more neutral oil like, again, canola or safflower. If you want additions, other flavors in there, you can certainly throw in a fresh chili, which is fabulous. You can do a little bit of garlic. You can certainly add some cilantro, which makes great mayonnaise, if it wants to hop in there on its own. You can certainly do chipotle, and you can even use other exotic oils like toasted sesame oil. Just put a tablespoon of that in there and it'll flavor it plenty. In this particular case, I am going to do a little bit of freshly cracked peppercorn. That's, I don't know, maybe a teaspoon, and a little bit of balsamic vinegar, just a couple drops in there. That, I know from experience, will make a fabulous flavor. And now we got to get to the device. This is an immersion blender, and I want you to see that it's got these nice big holes on the side, slots on the side. Those are escape vents for when things get drawn into the blade that come out of those vents on the top. When you're buying one of these, and this is just a cheap $11 grocery store version, which works perfectly well. When you're buying these, make sure that those vents are above the level of the blade. When you look at it from the side, you can see that the blades are below. That way the product escapes out through the vents and gives you a good blend. If it doesn't have escape vents, or if they're below the blade, put it back on the shelf. And let me tell you, this was an $11 grocery store version. Works just as well as the $50 and $60 brand name. So there you go. Now, this is why we use a mason jar, so that the end will fit in there. Makes it a lot easier for cleanup. And now here's the magic, and I'm going to try to do this so you can see, but you just start at the bottom and blend and pull the wand up through the oil until it emulsifies into mayonnaise. And there you go, you're done. That is amazing mayonnaise. Now it's a little bit thin now, simply because the egg was a little bit warm from doing the pasteurization process. But if you take your lid and put it on and throw it in the refrigerator for about 45 minutes to an hour at minimum, of course you can leave it in there for weeks and weeks and weeks while you make sandwiches, it'll firm right up. There you go, that's super flavored mayonnaise on the cheap, on the fly, in your own home, using just one little tool in 60 seconds of your time. Thanks for watching as always. I appreciate you doing the thumbs up and liking and tweety spacing and subscribing and all of the crazy stuff. And if you really want to thank me, watch the ad that runs after this, because that's what lets me keep doing this for you. Talk to you next time. Cheers.